All right, so we're back here again with King. I think this is our 6th session. We're moving on with the saddle. So I put the saddle back on during our break. Before we worked on just saddle pad, saddle, getting him used to it. And as you saw, he's a little flinchy putting it on. So I worked him in that saddle for a few minutes, unsaddled him, took it off, and let him relax. So first thing he did was lick his lips, kind of put his ears forward, and he seemed like he was happy. So that's a good thing. We want to keep this horse happy, and we don't want to make him mad or irritate him in any way, and I especially want him to enjoy having the saddle on his back rather than not enjoying it, because that won't be a good thing for anybody, including myself. So we're going to go ahead and move forward. So I'm going to continue to prepare him to ride. One thing I'm going to go ahead and do now, after I kind of worked him in those small circles with the saddle, is I'm going to take this halter off and I'm going to let him move around the round pen. So I'm going to get my flag and I'm going to ask him to move off, and if he starts to buck or pitch or do something, I'm going to use that flag and change his direction, kind of say, hey, don't do that, because I really don't want to teach this horse that it's okay to buck, and everyone has their own opinion on that, but when I start colts, I don't want him to buck, and that's my personal opinion. So I'm going to ask him to move forward. He's moving out nicely right here. I don't really need to ask any more than that. Move out. Right there, he turned away from me. Ask for some more pressure. Good. Cut this pin in half. There. Good. So my goal here is to kind of let him move out a couple times. Then I'm gonna bring him back to me and just reward him. Good. Not trying to wear him out, not trying to scare him. Just want him to move out with that saddle, bring him to me. I'm gonna set him up, go the other way. All right. Easy. Right there, I'm just reading that horse, and he wanted nothing to do with me right there. So make the wrong thing difficult, the right thing easy. So I'm gonna make him work for a second. Change directions. Change directions. Change directions. Reward that good behavior. Good. Let's split the pin in half. That means literally what it sounds like. I'm gonna cut the pin in half, work him on that fence, bring him to me. Hey. You see, he's tough, he's stubborn, he's kind of set in his own ways. So I just gotta be careful and not get in a fight with him. So Have to make sure he just kind of understands me. And I think he does. I'm gonna do some groundwork here with my lead line and ask a little bit more pressure from him. And what I really want to do is work him with this halter, because pretty soon here I'm going to be on his back and I want to be able to guide this horse some. So right here I'm really going to bump that nose, disengage that hindquarter, sit him the other way, just like we've done all day, just following the steps. Bump that nose, disengage that hindquarter. Bump that nose, disengage that hindquarter. Good. Now I'm gonna put a little weight in the saddle. Make sure you're tight. Yeah. What I'm gonna do is move that hip, step off. Good. Right there, I brought the nose to me, move that hip around. Do it one more time. That's it. Easy, easy. Inside rein. Move that hip. Good. What we do to one side, we're going to try to do to the other. I always try to put a little weight on this right side. I'll face this horse this way so you can see a little better. Unfortunately, my right knee isn't as strong as my left knee, but I kind of do my best, and sometimes I might even have to use my left leg over here. It's just kind of what I have to do. Move that hindquarter. Good. Ask him to release that hindquarter. I'm holding that lead line with my inside hand. Bump, bump. Moves that hind in. I'm going to step off. All right, so we prepared King for the saddle. We prepared him for the ride. We also did prepare him for the saddle earlier, so he's doing pretty good. When we get back, we're going to ride this horse. See y'all soon.